Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellen and I love to talk about books, so if you like to hear people talk about books, I would strongly recommend that you would subscribe to my channel because that's all I talk about. My only ever interest is reading. Kind of sad, but it is. So I've done like, oh, the books I'm going to be reading in December, but I have never in my entire life put these two videos in one. I'm going to be showing you the books I read in January, aka my birthday month, and then I'm going to be showing you my TBR for February, since it's February 2nd right now. So let's just start with the books that I read in January. First, we have the last half of the Throne of Glass series, and this series holds my heart. Like, it was so good. It did something to me, and I do not complain. I believe that you should go into the series blindly, so I'm not going to like tell you anything about it. I didn't like the Assassin's Blade, or it was a 3-star. It was nothing like special. And the same with Throne of Glass. But when we reach Crown of Midnights, that's when the series starts to like level up. And when you reach Queen of Shadows, which is the first book in the other half of the series, you will die, because then you cannot put these books down. They're amazing and I love them. This book destroyed me. And then I read The Serpents of the Wings at Night. I love this book. It was so amazing. If you love The Hunger Games, you should read this book because it's kind of the same thing, but with vampires. So, she gets adopted by the Vampire King, has always felt threatened her whole life. She has never felt like she had any power. And then she entered this tournament that the god of vampires herself started and like sacrificed her blood and everything. It's a whole story, but she enters this because she wants more power, because she's tired of feeling afraid and powerless and like is always put in constant danger. She has to team up with all these vampires. She's human, so she meets this Rhaen, I don't know, and they don't like each other at first. That's all I'm going to tell you. I love this book. It was so fun. I was always on my toes. So much things was going on at the same time. Just read this book. Then we have some dark romances. I read Vicious Prince by Rina Kent. This book was everything. I did not have high expectations for this book, you guys. Ronan is this like clown of the group. I love him, but I did not like Teal. And when I read this book, I was like, oh, she's a queen. She's a queen. I will bow for her. She was amazing. And please just read this book. I did not think that Ronan was going to like cut his way into my heart. And then we have Ruthless Empire, which is about Silver and Co. And if you saw my last video, no, not my last, but my December TBR, I was like, yeah, I'm going to read this book. And I was like, it's about Silver. I hate Silver. She doesn't deserve a redemption arc. I was wrong. She was so misunderstood and she definitely deserved this redemption arc. I also talked about this Dollmaster. I was so fucking dumb. I was like, it's Cole. It's Cole. He just gets like, why is he called the Dollmaster in like every other chapter? It was not supposed to be Cole, you guys. This was a third person. I was like, who are you? I really recommend this book. It was amazing. And then we have some books I read on my Kindle. And it's the Legacy of God series by Rina Kent. I read God of Madness before, like 6 months ago. And I was terrified when I finished that book. It was like my first read about a sociopath on papers. Like he had the antisocial disorder, yeah, that kind of thing. And I was terrified. I was like, what's going on? Did you just do that? But then there were some cute scenes. He promised her he'd quit smoking if she kept his lips and hands occupied. And I was like, damn. Damn. I did not read that book this month, so I feel like I shouldn't talk about it. But I read this month God of Wrath. I died for this book. This is like my top book this month. It was amazing and then some. It's a stalker romance. And I was like, will he match up to St. Meadows? He surely did. He did. Let me just tell you, she walked alone at night with headphones on the loudest music. And some guys followed her and she was like, who are you? She turns around, he's there. He has beaten up every single guy because he's the only one allowed to stalk her. Jeremy, you had my heart there. You had it. It's yours. I love that book. 5 stars. And then I read Out of Fury, and it was my first romance, like male romance. I only want to read male romance from this point out. It was so good, and I was like, oh, Nico. He was so like fucked up. Sorry. He did some questionable stuff. He did. I just love how he would do anything for Brandon. Like anything. If he were like, I killed someone, I need you to bury the corpse, he would be like, yeah. On my way, running. He wouldn't even have time to pick up the car keys. He would be running. I feel like I can't speak enough about this book. Just read this book. It was everything. I did not think that it was supposed to be this good. Don't get me wrong. I was like, this is going to be a good book because Rena Kent has written the book. But I did not think that it would make me feel things that I didn't know that I was supposed to feel. 6 stars. And then I read God of Ruin. It's about Landon and Mia. I love Mia. I have always loved her. My book bestie had to convince me to read this book because I was like, no, I don't like Landon. He's a sociopath again. Also the antisocial disorder stuff, and he did some fucked up things before this book. I was wrong. This book. I feel like I have had such a great reading month because every book has been so good. And this book was everything. I love this book. I was like, oh, I ate this shit up. It was, oh, the best thing ever. Those were all of the books that I read in January, and now we're going to hop on to the books I will read in February. I'm kind of late with this, but I'm going to start the first book in the Crescent City series. But I'm excited for this one because the 3rd book just came out, January 31st. And I feel like I need to catch up, so I will be reading this book. I'm thinking I want to read the 2nd book too, but I don't want to put like too much pressure on myself. Like, I want to be able to do this TBR. Because I feel like this month, I will finally be able to stick to my TBR. I will be reading Heart of the Raven Prince. This is a Cinderella retelling. I'm super excited for this one. I love the last one. You can see my reactions because I have a reading vlog of me reading the last one. I just want to be able to read a fairy tale again. It's an easy read. It's super cute and like just so enchanting. So I will be reading this book too. And then I have Butcher and Blackbird. It's a serial killer romance. I haven't read a serial killer romance before. I've been wanting to read the Mindfuck series, but I have been super unsure. I'm like, oh, will that be for me? La 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 la, yada yada yada. So I feel like this is a good experiment for me to try and see if I would like this book. Both of them are serial killers. Sloane and Rowan. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. Like, I'm intrigued. And then we have Kingdom of the Wicked because I just got the last book in the series. And if you guys know me, I will not start the books if I don't own the entire series. So I can finally start this one. This is about 2 twins. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria, yeah. And Amelia finds her body and she's like, I need to investigate. I need to find out who fucking killed my sister. So she turns to the Wrath, one of the wicked. Princess of Hell. She has been warned. Princess of Hell, she has been warned against since she was a child. Yeah, they're going to try to figure out who the fuck killed her sister. I'm excited. Intrigued. I'm like, yeah. Fantasy mixed with mystery. What could go wrong? We have Twisted by Emily McIntyre. I've read Hooked, haven't read Scarred. I feel like I've heard that it's supposed to include a love triangle trope. I don't love that. Maybe I do, because I love The Summer I Turned Pretty and I love My Life with Walter Boys. Maybe I love books with love triangles. I have no idea. A dark reimagining about Aladdin. I love the movies. I have loved that movie since I was a child. And now I'm supposed to read a dark version of it. Kind of scared. Super excited. I've been in a mood to only read dark romances for the last 2 months. Now I'm trying to switch it up and not only read dark romances. And then I have Crossed. And I believe this is supposed to be The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I might be wrong, but I've heard that this is supposed to be the best book in the entire series. And I'm like, yeah, I need to read that. I also have Wretched, but it's about the Wizards of Oz. And I don't like the follow the yellow brick road thingy. I will be waiting with that, but I'm going to be reading this. And I love the covers. They're gorgeous. She's his weakness, so he decides he'll be her demise. Even if it means killing the only woman he might ever love. Yeah, I need to start that book right now. Then we have Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I've read the entire Addicted series. I love the series, and I have read Kiss the Sky, but I haven't read this one yet. And I know that a lot of people likes to like mix the series and don't read like the Addicted and then the Calloway Sisters series, but I did it that way. I read the Addicted and then I read Calloway Sisters. So now I'm finally reading about Reich and Daisy, and I just have a feeling that they're going to be my favorite couple in the entire series, in the entire universe. But look at this flop. I don't need to crack the spines because I can read like this without breaking the spines. Then we have Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. I just got the entire series today. And I've heard that this is a small town romance. And this is supposed to be a mystery too? I don't know, I might be wrong. This one I'm unsure if I will read this month because I feel like it's mostly a summer romance. And not like something you read in February. Like it's snow outside. It's Damaged Goods by LG Shen. I've seen so many things about this on TikTok. Not gonna lie, so many things, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's supposed to be in Friends to Lovers. She's like this ballerina, and he's this bad boy. Cole is so golden. He's got the Midas touch. Prize quarterback, football captain, hottest guy in SoCal. And it's supposed to have dark aspects in it, if I'm wrong. No, if I'm right. Those were the books that I read in the month of January, and the books that I plan on reading in February. And again, I'm a mood reader, so I will probably read like 2 of those. But we'll just have to see. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be seeing you next time.